Good morning. I wanted to come here and tell you a situation that I'm having right now that involves this little girl right here. I actually went to the vet yesterday because for the past 3 or 4 weeks now, I've been noticing some subtle changes in her, like the more long-term ones that I've seen the past few weeks have been, she's just been drinking so much water and then in return peeing a lot. And I know that could be, from previous experience, I know that could be diabetes. So I was like, oh man, if she's got that, I need to, get that situated. So I took her to the vet, and the vet was like, oh, it could be this. And it did make sense. I was like, oh, well, yeah, she just kind of seems to want it out of specific areas instead of where her water bowl is. And the vet's like, yeah, that could be just, she's just being picky. Also, she's been more lethargic recently. And when I mean recently, I mean within the, these 2 or 3 weeks. But also, this is probably, okay, again, not really, I don't know why I say more recently. So anyways, she also has been not eating. And that, for me, has caused concern. I don't want her to, starve to death. So, took her to the vet, and they ran blood work on her. And she's peeing in the grass right now. Junie B. That naughty girl. I think she does it because she knows I'm going to get the hose out and she likes to drink from the hose. And right now I'm not going to deprive her of any hose water drinking, given her situation. But anyways, took her to the vet, did blood work there, didn't want to wait until it came back the next day. And nothing that was, okay, so most of her levels were pretty much normal, and there was a few that were a little elevated, but nothing to be concerned about. But there was one that was off the charts. And the vet was like, I've never seen that in real life. She's like, I've only seen that in med school, like a hypothetical situation. And the vet said some fancy word, I have no idea what fancy word that was, but basically could be cancer. So this girl right here might have cancer, but it could be her medication that she's been taking for her allergies. And it could be just take her off the medication and she'll be fine. Or the other one. But when I was there, I was asking the vet, I was like, what are the odds it's the medication or the cancer? And she was like, well, because her levels were so elevated, she said that she didn't want to, give it a definite answer, but she basically said that it was cancer. Now she's peeing over there. So, I'm taking her to a specialist today. Junie B. To figure out more. It's not the best situation. She's only 6 years old. She's my babe. She just had a string of bad incidences. And I think I did a vlog a few weeks ago saying that she was throwing up. I don't remember. But that, back in November, mid-November, but that could have been the start of it, like the first signs of it. And she wasn't on the medicine. Was she on the medicine? I don't think she was on the medicine at that time. She doesn't like the hose. And she just peed 3 times. Not that you want to see that, but I'm just saying. So I'm actually going to the like I said, I'm going to the specialist today. And this is everything that was done. It says, lethargy. Yeah, she starts the... Oh no, she wants to drink. That was the opposite. She wants it. That's all she does is drinking. That hasn't eaten in 24 hours. Is not active. So the one thing she did tell me, she also they did an ultrasound on her as well, and so you can see right here, brief abdominal what do you call it? Ultrasound, and there's thickening of the intestinal walls. I don't know what that means. Not measured due to patient cooperation. I don't know what that means. Moth-eaten. Her spleen didn't look normal, but there were no lumps. I don't know what all that. Well, I'm assuming that's fine. But yeah, her white blood cells were borderline low. Her calcium, so they look over 16 and not able to read. Discuss possible causes of hypercalcemia, including malignancy, clinical signs, and calcium. We're dealing with hypercalcemia of malignancy and some type of neoplastic process. And the doctor did say it could be a blood machine error, or the Apoquel, which is the medicine. But it says right here, discuss side effects of Apoquel, including possible neoplasia, but that is so rare, not fully proven. But yeah, so like I said, it could be the medicine, but it was right there. It's just so rare. She probably has cancer. And I've thought about this before, even before I knew it was going to happen. Or not was. I didn't want to be pessimistic, but I've talked about if that ever did happen, if I would seek treatment, if it was an easy fix, like, you know, the doctor, she's peeing again. If it was an easy fix, just taking out her spleen, because maybe her spleen's the cause of it, and that's where the cancer is. I really don't know technicalities. If it was an easy fix like that, then yeah. But then if it's something where I have to give her medication and take her in for regular visits and all that stuff, then I don't know if I would do that. Because first of all, who knows if it's even going to work, and she could be miserable for the rest of her life, and it'd just be better to put her out of her misery. So we'll see. We'll see what the doctor says. Update. I just left the hospital, well, the vet, and they're gonna run a whole bunch of tests on her because what they ran on her, there could be some sort of fluke, like the animal hospital. I don't know, there just could have been a fluke in the blood work. So they're gonna run blood work and all these things, and if it comes back the same, they're just gonna do this. There are steps that are gonna be taken. So I had to leave her there, which is rough. I actually requested, so I actually requested, could I gone that way? I could have gone that way. Whatever. So I requested to see her again. Oh my gosh, hello. Alright, there we go. So, requested to see her again because this is the most tragic thing that I've ever had to deal with her. Most tragic thing. So I had to leave her there so they can run tests. And she's not going to be there that long. Pickup time is going to be around 4:30. And it's only 11:50 right now, so she's not going to be there that long. And they're gonna call me and keep me updated. But yeah, they're just basically gonna see why the calcium is so high, and then if it's still high, then they're just gonna, again, go from there. And odds are her calcium is still gonna be high. And they said also, I don't know if I said this, they also said by the end of the day they should know. Pretty good chance of them knowing what is going on with this, what's going on with her. I know it's a possibility. I know she could have cancer. But she's only 6 years old. And it could be an easy fix. It could just be her taking out her spleen. But then, if it has spread, that, you know, the vet, I'm assuming their vet techs still said that she could have to do a round of chemo or take pills, or it could be a long-term thing that she has to go through instead of just removing the spleen. And and like I said before, I don't know if I'm willing to do that. And, you know, if she's still going to be in pain, or if it's going to do anything, if it's going to make a difference. I don't know. I guess the end of the day today, I'll know more. Super hungry. I gotta go back to my other dog. She's probably like freaking out, like, where's mommy? Where's my sissy? Yeah. But yeah. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just a waiting game at this point. Yeah. Hello, I'm still at home awaiting some results from June's test, or tests I should say, because she's getting a multitude of tests. So to keep my mind off of that, I'm going to work on some preps. We have some orders that we need to fill, and one of them that I'm doing is a Minion cup. So there's been an update on June. I get to pick her up earlier. Instead of the projected 4:30, I get to pick her up at 3:15. Excuse me, 3:15, and the blood work that they did basically showed the same findings as yesterday when I took her to the vet. So they did a whole bunch of tests and they have to send it in, and I guess we'll see from there. I really don't know. I have to go talk to the doctor when I go back in, but yeah, the findings were still the same. So I gotta leave in about 40 minutes to go pick her up, and she gets to come back home. So we'll see. This little girl right here spent a good 5 minutes trying to look for her sissy, but she couldn't find her, obviously, because she's not home. So I just got done with the vet. I don't know what they're called because they're a specialty clinic. As you can see, June is not in the car with me. I chose to have her stay at the hospital so she can be monitored because her situation is not amazing. So they ran their tests. They did not do some of the things that they said that they were going to do, because they did not do a spleen test. And the reason why they did not do a spleen test is because when they did the ultrasound,
the doctor had seen her lymph nodes, and her lymph nodes were super swollen. She said that a regular lymph node is about 0.5 millimeter, and hers were 2 to 3 millimeters. So that is a substantial, size. And so with her lymph nodes being super big and being so many of them, she has cancer. They are waiting for the test results to basically confirm that, but the doctor basically said she has cancer. Her lymph nodes, or whatever cancer has to do with her lymph nodes, I'm not really sure. So, there are 2 options. 3 really, but only 2. There are 2 different ways if I decide to go with chemotherapy. There are 2 different ways to administer the chemotherapy. And what she basically said is that chemotherapy in dogs is different as in humans. In humans, they want to completely get rid of the cancer. With dogs, that's not what they do. What they do is they try to make the cancer go in remission, and then when it comes back, they do a round of chemotherapy, and basically the same situation. They try to make it go in remission, whatever. Until I guess it doesn't work. If I decide not to go the chemotherapy route, I would just basically give her a pill to help her feel better until her quality of life was so bad that I would have to put her down. So she has cancer that she is going to die from. She's only 6 years old. I got blood work done on her in November because she was thrown up a little bit, and the blood work came back fine. No concerns at all. So then when I went in yesterday to the vet, so from March until now, it just popped up out of nowhere, and it's just so bad. That she could have only a couple months left if I decide not to do chemotherapy. Or a year. Or longer. I don't know. She said it's 50-50 whether it works or not. On dogs. In general, chemotherapy. So that's my situation right now. It's not amazing. But it is what it is. There's nothing we could have done to prevent it at all. And nothing that we did to have caused it at all. There's my baby. So it turns out this little girl, thank you, has cancer. It is now confirmed with doctor's tests and things like that, and we have thought about doing chemo, but I think we're just going to give her prednisone and see how long that lasts. I've been kind of the voice of reason in this whole thing. I've told Joe, I was like, this is what she's gonna die from. She's not gonna die from old age. She is going to die from cancer, and it's kind of like why prolong the inevitable. We're already in such a state of shock, and like I said, why prolong it for a year, and then the year comes up and we're like, oh my gosh, we're just like right back where we started. So we're just gonna do the pill and see how long that lasts, and as soon as her quality of life starts to diminish again, just even the slight diminish, we're gonna put her down so she doesn't have to suffer. She's been taking prednisone now for 4 days, and she is
starting to become June again, but I know it's short-lived. But yeah, that's what we've decided. We've decided to make her life as comfortable as we possibly can and as happy as we possibly can. We're at least hoping that she makes it to the end of our school year, which is May 25th. I would love it for her to live as long as possible. I would love if she could make it to her 6th birthday, June 15th. But I'm not very optimistic on that. Yeah. Super sad. But I don't know. I'm gonna miss her so much. We might do an in-home euthanasia. Yeah, in-home euthanasia. She already doesn't like the vet, so again, trying to make her as comfortable and relaxed as possible through this whole situation. It's a horrible situation. It's the most devastating thing that's ever happened to me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do what you want.